Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando, and today we're gonna start our first video into what will be a series of videos that I think that we're gonna start releasing every week. It's basically going to be, this one today will be introducing my account. For those that don't know, just to level the playing field. And then the ones after this are gonna just be sort of like, hey, what's my farming plan gonna be? A weekly recap, I think, of, kind of how we did in GAC, if GAC is going on, or just kind of a wrap up of account. It's gonna be kind of tailored like a roster review of myself. But I think the reason why this will be helpful is because people will now be able to see kind of what my reasoning is behind something, why I'm modding a certain character or a new character that way. It might be wrong, probably will be, and we'll be able to, figure stuff out together, or you'll be able to take maybe my plan and say that that doesn't really fit for me, and be able to tailor it for yourself. So I got this idea from Dylar. He has like a state of his account that he does like I think weekly, and so I decided to ask him if I could take that idea and just kind of add my own flair to it. So this one will specifically be about introducing my accounts to you guys, and then from now on it'll just be like the updates of like, hey, what's happening, what do we think, which farming path are we going to go, or whatever the case is. So I hope it's helpful in any ways, or just entertaining, just because I think this will be something that we're able to release out weekly. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so our first stop on this state of my accounts is going to be our big account here. This is the one that I started. This was my main account. This is the one that I started way back in the day. And I am currently in Alpha Squad. That is my guild. Very good guild in my own personal bias. But I am running the JMK Cat in Arena. This is the variant that I think works the best, and I think that I have been dropping a little bit more lately. I think some of the people are learning some of the counters. I also know that there's certain mod sets that I think whenever I place them in, I usually hold into the high teens, but sometimes I will drop into about the 30s. I have a very active arena shard, and so, or at least I consider it very active. I used to drop into the 90s with JML and other GLs like that, so it is very active in my opinion. Now, conversely, my fleet shard is very interesting. Now, I did get the Executor to 4 stars, and I actually just got him up to 5 stars. I decided that 5 stars was where I was going to stop at. And the big thing that I want to point out to you guys for that is you need to check your bounty hunter speeds. Ideally, you'll have a bounty hunter that's faster than the Executor. One of the things that I'm running into, or that I'm seeing whenever I watch footage, is these people that maxed out their Executors but didn't max out their fleets. What is ending up happening is the AI must have some sort of checklist thing that's going on, and basically when there's not a breach, like the ship is just going to use basic, and that is like the worst move that it can make. And so you like I said, you kind of need to be faster than 192, which is kind of where we've seen that Piet ship is. So that's just a little tidbit there for you guys. Just be careful as you're upgrading it, because I think if you have plans on putting it on defense or want it to hold an arena, I think that's something that is being a little bit that we're figuring out right now. I guess it's not being left out because I don't think many people are have tested against it, but I think that's something that is prevalent. I'm currently running Cad Bane. I've been hot and cold on Cat Bane. I think IG 2000 works in there as well, but obviously we are like not even 24 hours from the event. So we're still gonna figure stuff out, guys. It's definitely something that comes and goes, and we'll figure out as we get more reps with it. And right now I'm currently 817 in the Grand Arena, and in Bronzium Division 2. I will be moving up to Division 1 next season. I'll probably cross that threshold sometime during the season. Just hasn't happened yet. So yeah, this is the big account. I'll show you the inventory of kind of what I'm working on and what's my next farming plan next. Okay, so you can see here I've got some of my characters favorited. I usually, what I do, the way that I operate is as soon as a character is released, I just favorite it. Not saying that I'm gonna go work on them right away, but that's just how it is. Because I want to have everything maxed. There's been such a long time of them gating things to stars, and now it's gear and relics and stuff like that. But it was really important to have starred characters. So as soon as it comes out, I like to farm it as soon as possible. So a lot of times what I'll do, usually my threshold is about 3 refreshes a day. So I do the 50 50 50, and then per node it depends, right? Like however much energy I get during the day. This one was really hard. Bad Batch was really hard because they all kind of came out near the same time, and I was running out of energy, so I had to pick and choose, right? Like some of the guys I decided, hey, I'm gonna just do 1 refresh a day on this one, or it was just maybe the 5 attempts. While the other ones I've been doing, now like Echo is my only one, so I've been doing 3 refreshes on him. I do the 25, or the 5 that's given to you, the 25 refresh, and then the 50 refresh. So I get the 15 attempts on it per day, and that's been doing pretty good for me, and that's how I kind of keep up with these farms as they come out. So Omega will much be the same. I hope that Echo is done by the time Omega becomes farmable, which she should be, or which he should be, I should say, because I really need to farm up gear, as you guys will be able to see here. So the big thing that we're really centered here on is going to be Lord Vader. Now that we finish up, the Executor farm, we're really going to be focusing hard on what our Lord Vader requirements are. I will say this though, I am not pressured into going for Lord Vader right away. They have already announced that Maul is going to be much like Cat was to JMK, as Maul will be for Vader. So in my eyes, like, what I want to make sure is that I have that dominant piece. JMK was cool. Cat made him dominant, right? I think Lord Vader is going to be cool, but Maul is going to make him dominant. And as it stands right now, it is, the middle of August, and we still haven't heard about a conquest. I have heard people saying that they have replied back to people on the forums saying that there's not even going to be one until before August ends, a conquest. Don't want to start rumors or anything. I have heard that's what they said. I just have never seen like a screenshot, which would be excellent if you have that. Make sure to hit up the Discord, or share the link into the comment section. But if that is true, that's gonna buy off some more time for me to get this Lord Vader ready, because again, I'm not really interested in a character that is just pretty good. I'm more interested in the character that makes them dominant. So I guess long story short is I'm probably not going to get Lord Vader on day 1. And the real reason why I'm stuck behind this is, yes, gear is starting to get bad, but it's really the signal data. Like, I just don't have any of them. I was shocked when I did the Executor. I looked at .gg and I saw what was supposed to happen, or like how many of each of the signal data I'm supposed to have, and I could not believe it. It was just an incredible amount. And yeah, like I said, I don't, like, I know that we're going to be short on it. Like, so I've been putting, it pains me to say this, but I've been doing about 3 refreshes on Cantina energy alone, which has really eaten into my crystal reserve. So I don't anticipate that I will have Lord Vader on the day that he's kind of released. But rather I would like to have Lord Vader done by the time we get Maul. And so that's kind of my thought process right now. Again, going for executor, going for JMK, all that stuff started draining me. And I haven't really had a time to kind of re-catch back up. So that's the long of the short of this account. Yeah, like I said, just going to give you guys that background. So probably not too many passion projects going to be going on with this account personally, just because of kind of where it's at, right? We are resource strapped at this point, and we really need, you know, some time to kind of rebuild back up this stuff. My strategy always for GLs is bring up the character to gear 13, unless I plan on using them immediately. Like for instance, the Bad Batch, I might push them to higher relics as I see fit. But really, like a lot of times I just put them up to gear 13, and then that allows me to calculate very easily how much I need to do per day to get, you know, all the characters done by X date. That's the way that I run it. I think that's probably how we're going to run it this time, unless, like I said, there's just some different avenue that, and Bad Batch might be that example of like, hey, these guys are really good. I'm going to need them in this upcoming Grand Arena now that I know that I'm going to be in Division 1 and I need 2 extra teams. So Bad Batch might be the answer for one of those teams. So anyways, that's the long and the short of what's happening here on this account. That's the update, or the intro, I guess, of what's happening on this account. And hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully it sheds some light on kind of my mentality and my process on how I'm going through this account. Because yeah, basically we've maxed everything else out. I would love to add more gear and more Zetas, but again, we're kind of strapped on all those resources because Maul's going to take 3 Zetas, Lord Vader's going to take 6 most likely, and just don't have enough to spare around right now. Like, I would love to just continue to add Zetas on everyone, but just got to wait and see, I guess. It's going to be a wait and see process for this account for sure. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We're going to move over to our baby account, Ando69, which has a little bit more leeway on what I'm doing. All right, guys, so we're going to talk about what I like to refer to as Ando69. I've only really renamed it due to I thought that this was going to be a good account for basically like a lot of early game content. So I planned on uploading a lot of it, just hasn't really gotten around to that. But basically, right now we're running a Jedi team, Jedi Knight Revan lead in Arena. And if you're a old time player or anything like that, this fleet that you're seeing is probably just like, what are you doing? There is a method to the madness in here. It's basically just our stronger ships, and it's allowing us to basically keep in the top 100. Can't really push much further than that right now in my shard, but once we get a 7-star Millennium Falcon, that should change. Currently 242 in Division 10, and this account actually just crushes it in GAC, which is what I why I created this account in the first place. Basically, people were telling me that because of the Hyperdrive bundle and all this other stuff, that they weren't able to compete in things like Grand Arena, and I said I get that for Arena and Fleet Arena. I don't really see that in Grand Arena. So basically I just decided to create this account and not spend anything or not do anything like that, just completely free to play or whatever you want to call it. And we decided that that was going to be how we're going to go, and yeah, it's been pretty good. We created this in October of 2020, very end of October 2020, and we've been basically going ever since, and we've all but one season we've finished in the top 10 in our division. So the process is a little bit slower, obviously, but yeah, it's not too bad. And we're in Apprentices of Lame. It was a tiny guild when I joined it at literally 19 million, I want to say. And it has grown now, and it's, I want to say 105 million, grown tremendously. Some of that is just because I think some older players that have kind of retired have found this as their home. But it certainly wasn't one of those guilds that was well established, and how do I say this? Basically, I didn't want to just get Negotiator and Malevolence because I could, and just be like a ticket mule. I wanted to actually participate in the events, see how well that I could do, and you know, with basically all the cards stacked up against me, or maybe no cards in my favor. I don't know if that makes sense, but so we'll take a look at what we're doing right now. So Grief Karga's my only favorited character right now because I really want to boost Chewbacca up to 7 stars. Because again, we're gonna soon transition into a Hans Millennium Falcon fleet. Grief Karga is a great bounty hunter, and really helps out that team with survivability. The one thing right now, as you can see, he's level 80. I will tell you right now, the early game is very different than what it was back in the day, but it's still very much the same too. The weird part is that shard farming is very easy now with this double drops of what happens. But now that you have all these characters that you can farm so easily, and rapidly, what I've found is that I literally just don't have enough credits, and I don't have enough training droids to unlock and activate these guys, because I'm so resource tied into what is happening up at the top end of my roster. It is not like a purposeful, hey, I'm purposely trying to, edge out my roster in a way that gives me super big advantages in GP and all that other stuff. It is straight up like I don't have enough credits to just continue to pass around to every single person to upgrade mods and all that other stuff. So we have to kind of pick and choose here, at least in the early game. So that's what we've done. And right now I am a little bit in a holding pattern. Like, I want to see what happens with these Galactic Legends changes, because before I start pressing into things like DR with Malik and Gas, which do naturally put you at those events require your characters to be at a certain level, right? A certain GP threshold. And with that being, with those events coming out, people that just go straight into a Galactic Legend are basically bypassing all those requirements. And so that is where we've seen, at least in the early game, that people are getting Galactic Legends before other people are getting Gas, right? And so, and I'm not saying that that's a good or bad thing, but I'm just saying now that is a different thing than before, especially when we had guys that you could just relic Vader, who could take out a Geo squad, so that's why you relicked him. But now all of a sudden with Wat Tambor and Thrawn, all of a sudden you're able to take out a Rey or something like that. So this is going to change a little bit, I think, and I'm going to try to find that good bridging point of like, hey, I've got a decent base on what I've built, and it's not just Galactic Legend fluff, and then find that bridging point of like, okay, so this is a good spot for me to go over. Like, it's not like I'm just a Galactic Legend account with just the Galactic Legend fluff, but I also don't have like no Galactic Legends and still getting matched up against with people that have Galactic Legends. So long story short, I guess, on this all is, this is definitely an experiment, and I don't know where that point is, but we're gonna try to find it. So it should be interesting. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like, I mean, that, like, in a nutshell right now, this is definitely going for Chewbacca. I am also going for C-3PO. I forgot to mention that. My Ewoks are almost there. I really just need to look more in the store. In fact, I'm going to do it right now because I don't log on to this enough as is. So I don't get to see the store as much as I should. And so that's all we need is just 40-ish more shards of low gray, and we'll be ready to really start boosting into the gear for these guys potentially. I already applied the Chief Chirpa Zeta. Weirdly enough, Zetas aren't a problem, but the Omegas are definitely a problem right now for me. So yeah, that's gonna cover it for this account, guys. Thanks for watching this one and also my main account. And again, hopefully at least spur some ideas for you. And this is just the intro. Like I said, we're gonna do It'll be more in depth because I'm going to offset these by weeks. So by next week, I'll just probably focus on the main, and the week after that, I'll just focus on this alt, and then it's going to alternate from there, right? So that way we get a little bit more in depth. We'll talk some modding as well as you guys request it. But that is what we're doing right now, and I really appreciate you guys watching, guys. Make sure you guys, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and you subscribe to the channel, because it definitely does help as we try to push into our 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, other than that, guys, have a good day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.